I'm very sorry. I do at times have a mind that goes to other places, and it's just not appropriate. This is not the place for that, and I apologize. As soon as I turned on the camera, my neighbor's yard guys came and started doing his yard. They not only do his yard, but they do 2 other houses right by him. As soon as I sat down. This has been my life recently, and I'm tired, and people keep mowing their yard. It's a problem. The video today, I am recapping a couple of things from last week, and then I'm showing you some new things for this week. I don't like the fact that I show you books that I haven't worked out of. I need to work out of a book to tell you honestly what I think of the book. I'm gonna try to do a smaller number of books and at least have one item from the book to honestly give a review, because it's not fair to give a review if I haven't tried it. That's what we're gonna do today, so I only have 2 books today. I was actually wanting to do 3, because I'm doing one particular designer, but the other book she has, it didn't get here till right before the lawn guys did. Also, I don't know if you've noticed, somebody has joined us. Steve. I've lowered him. I just thought it was just not nice. He was way up there. He couldn't look at you. You couldn't look at him. This is better. You can see him now. Look how debonair he is. And when I wear my glasses that match his glasses, we are a pair. Am I right? I'm right. I'm right. He's so cute. First, I wanted to show you what I made my mom. I did post a picture of this on my YouTube community page, and that is a toilet paper cake. I felt terrible talking about the toilet paper cakes and cupcakes and coffees and cats and cows without really getting to make my own, so I did. And this is my cake. My mother loves the color yellow, and you're gonna say, how does a blind woman like yellow? She remembers yellow from a child. She had a little bit of vision, and yellow is a happy color to her, so there's some yellow edging around the sides, and she loves daisies, so I have daisies on here because I can't give my mother real flowers anymore. Anything with pollen literally makes her eyes pop out, and I'm not joking. We can't have any living flower in this house that exudes pollen because her eyes will become irritated and fall out. There was one instance where she lost an eye. We searched the house looking for the eye. I looked under the bed, I looked in her chair, I looked under her chair, I looked in the bathroom, maybe it fell out in there. Just tore her room up looking for the eye. You want to know where the eye was? In her bra. It had fallen directly down into her bra. I wasn't going to reach in there and get it. Also, it was plastic. I wasn't going to touch it. So we'd never have living flowers in our home because of that. So I made her crocheted flowers on her little cake. And part of the reason I did this is because I screwed up. And this is a wonderful way to fix the screw ups. One of the ways I screwed up is I did not read the pattern completely. When you're doing your increases on the top, you know how it'll make a hexagon, and you can kind of see the little hexagon lines from where you're doing your increases. Well, you were supposed to make a little bobble at each of those. You were supposed to have 6 bobbles, but I didn't do that because I like to increase to where you don't see the hexagon. That was the first problem. So I had made 6 bobbles, but then when I started putting them on, I spaced them wrong, so I could only put on 5. That's fine. It still looked fine. I think it's better with 5. And then there is this little chain of just a crochet chain of stitches, and it's just supposed to be individual. And so you do some stitches here and you reach there and then you sew it down. Then you get to the other one and you sew it down, and so they should all be even. Well, I was like, that is a waste. I'm not making all those individual chains. I'm gonna do one solid chain, and we're gonna have that sucker go all the way around. We're just gonna guesstimate and hope I make it. And that's what I did. The other problem with that though is because I chose to do that, and this is the one that I did it, you can see there's a big line from where it joined under here, because I think you were supposed to actually put the chain on and then put the bobble on top so it would hide where you put that, and I didn't want to see that. So I made flowers to fit over. The flowers have a hole, and I just fitted over and I just tacked them on. So I fixed that. Also, this on top, I was supposed to make this whole thing first and then put the candle, but I forgot to make it. So it's also a flower that I fit over the candle. So I made a lot of mistakes, but it ended up being fine. It was fine. The candle has a pipe cleaner inside that keeps my candle upright and erect. Look how lovely that is, because otherwise it would sink down in the toilet paper hole right there. She has promised not to keep the cake in the bathroom. We had a deal. This doesn't go in the bathroom. It may have toilet paper in it, but it is not to go in the bathroom. But the patterns are cute. They are pretty easy. I did change it also because you were supposed to use a much larger hook, but that was gonna leave a ton of holes. And I didn't want to see the toilet paper, so I used a smaller hook, which caused it to need more rounds all the way across here on the top and all the way down. That wasn't a big deal to me. I liked the monotony of that. Once it got big enough, about to here, I stuck the toilet paper roll inside and I just kept crocheting around the toilet paper roll because it got tight. I thought it would just be easier to have it in there. If you do get the toilet paper book, they are kind of cute. Just don't keep them in the bathroom, okay? Just let's not. The other thing I made, I wanted to see what it looked like if I made one of the reversibles from the Knot Monster book in plush yarn. So I made this young lady. This is Georgina. Isn't she cute? And she has a little bow. And then you flip her. And this is, I was thinking of Bugina, short for Georgina, but with the Halloween vibe because this is her scare costume. But then I was like, well, somebody might pronounce that Bugina, which sounds like a part of anatomy. We're not going to discuss that part of anatomy, but it does, and I thought that's just probably not a good name. So we're just going to call this side Boo, not Bugina, or the other name. This is just Boo. And when she's not in scare mode, she is Georgina. I'm very sorry. I do at times have a mind that goes to other places and it's just not appropriate. This is not the place for that and I apologize. I don't know if I like these patterns in plush, or at least this particular pattern in plush. It does stand up, but I think it's too large. I think it would be better smaller. I think doing it in a worsted weight is probably better than a plush yarn. It doesn't look bad. I'm just not a fan of it this size. It's just kind of wonky. It doesn't sit right. Or at least for this one, I would not do plush yarn. Some of the other ones would probably hold plush really well, but this one, since it's completely hollow, there's nothing on the inside, I'd say no. The pattern itself is really good. I can tell you in the Knot Monster books, there's just not a lot of photos. You kind of have to guess. He doesn't always tell you where to put eyes. The stitches are all fairly easy, but you do need to have a little bit of knowledge with Amigurumi going in because he's not going to lay out everything for you like some books do. His is basically giving you the pattern and expecting you to kind of understand what steps you need to take to finish it off. That would be my only other thing to say about Knot Monster books. They're not bad. They are very basic though, and he does a good job. If you have experience with Amigurumi, you're fine. You're fine. Just know that going in. Now, the last thing I wanted to talk to you about before I got into the books today is another slight strange addiction that I have, or compulsion. I don't know which it is. If I'm addicted to wanting to or addicted to doing it. I don't know. But I buy a lot of mystery cowl projects. And I finished none of them. But I have quite a few. I was thinking some of the ones that I haven't done I would do here on the channel, but I am currently going to try my darndest to finish the one I signed up for, and I was going to tell y'all about it in case any of you wanted to sign up as well. And it is the School of Magic by Irali Designs and Irene Strange. They have done this the past 5 years, and basically they have created some designs together, and it begins September 29th. So the day before this video goes out, on September 29th is the first release, and then they will be releasing several more up until Halloween. You can actually go ahead and join the cowl if you want to. I can't remember the price. I want to say it's around $15. I'm not positive though. If you don't want to do the current one, you can buy the old School of Magic patterns and you can do those. It already shows you what each of those patterns are if you don't like the mystery of it. They're just super cute and I think they'd be kind of fun. I am doing the one for this year. It's the School of Magic 5. When I bought the cowl, they also give you one free pattern, and that free pattern is this little guy. It's a little frog. He's a grumpy frog. And he is grumpy because he's the color of vomit. Poor guy. But I think it looks nice on him. I think he wears it well. This is the Happy Place yarn, and this is double-stranded. So if it wasn't double-stranded, it would definitely be smaller. I just wanted to see what it looked like as double strands, and he's so cute. It is all one piece. There's nothing sewn on. The legs you make as you're going through the rounds, and then you just sew him in place afterwards. I gave him a scowly face because he needed that. He very much looked like he needed a scowly face, and then he does have some rosy cheeks though, just to make him a little bit more endearing. I'm excited to see what the next patterns are, so I'm going to try to be doing those and show you in the videos or in my shorts. So be looking for those. And I hope maybe some of you want to join and we can do it together. I think it'll be fun. It's time for the big reveals. Let's go ahead and discuss the books we're going to talk about today. Now these are older books. These have been around for quite a while. These were some of the first books I got. And these are actually the books that I see a lot of beginners making their designs out of, especially people who do markets. They like these books because the patterns are quick and easy. And the books are Whimsical Stitches by Lauren Espy. And her other book, Crochet Cafe. She just released a new book and the mailman delivered it while I was making the video. It's here. I haven't gotten to look at it though. First one we're going to discuss is Whimsical Stitches. And Whimsical Stitches is really a wonderful beginner book. She goes through every little step and she has a ton of pictures to go along with each pattern, which I really like. I have made the cupcake. I don't think I've made a lot out of here. And the main reason I don't work a lot out of these books is I really like challenging patterns. I like very detailed things, and these aren't that. They are wonderful patterns though. If you want simpler patterns, simpler creations that don't have a lot of details, this is a wonderful book for that. Now in Whimsical Stitches, I made this sweet little whale. I don't know if he has a name. Let's see, does he have a name? Yeah, his name is Whale. I just looked. He does not have a backstory, or I would tell you a backstory. It was a very easy pattern. This is the Happy Place yarn. It really is a dream to work with. I really like it. It just really has a nice, cool feel to it. If you do choose to do some amigurumi with it, it works up really nicely. And I put crayon blush for his cheeks. This probably took 2 hours. Not long, but you'll notice on the front, I do a thing with my beginning rounds. I like to stagger my rows so that all the increases are not on top of each other and keeps you from getting the hexagon look, like I was telling you in the cake. I like it to be more rounded, and when you stagger the rows to where the increases don't fall on top of each other, then it gets a more rounded look. So that's what this guy is, but he turned out really cute. If you want me to ever explain how I stagger my rows, just let me know. I think it's easiest to do in a diagram or for me to show you what I do than me tell you what I do, because I ramble and it doesn't make sense. The only other thing I would say about this book is I have hardly used it and it is already breaking. The spine is already split and I'm not sure if the glue wasn't good. I mean, I can fix it. I think it's really strange because the other book, I'm having the same problem. The spine is also coming apart on it. So I'm not sure what that's about. I don't know if anybody else has had that problem, but this is a hardback book and the other one is not, but the spine is doing the same thing. So I'm not sure if that's the publisher or what's causing that. And now in Crochet Cafe, you've probably seen this one. This is a lot of people's favorite book. I love the way she did it because it's like a menu. When you're looking at the things you want to make, it's like a recipe and you are making everything from the recipe. And I just think it's adorable how she did it. I have 2 big complaints and they are probably going to be just complaints on my end. Nobody else is probably having the same complaints that I have. My first problem, there is not a taco to be found in this book. Not one taco. I'm not sure where Lauren lives. I looked to see if it listed her residence. Obviously, she's not in Texas, because in Texas, Taco Tuesday, it's real, and there are no tacos in here. There's burgers. There is avocado. I think there's even chips and guacamole in here, but there is not a taco. Lauren, honey, tacos. They need to be in the Crochet Cafe. My other criticism of this, and this is a me, completely me, probably nobody else is going to have this problem. I don't like faces on my food at all. I don't like food looking at me. I feel that it is judging me, either that I ate it, that I should eat it, that I haven't eaten enough, that I've eaten too much. It is judgy. I don't like judgment in my food. Just put it on my plate and don't look at me. Let me do what I'm gonna do, you know? And I think that when you have food like this that is constantly eyeing you, I'm not comfortable. Similar to toilet paper covers in a bathroom with eyes while I'm in there. It is not a happy feeling for me. So whenever I make this food, I try to always make it without eyes, because I don't like food looking at me. Like I said, that is a completely personal decision. You do not have to feel the same way as me. You can put eyes all over this food. I mean, your burgers can have 3 or 4 sets of eyes. Totally up to you. I just don't want that burger looking at me. That's all. And I made something special for us out of this book. For those of us of drinking age, I felt that this was appropriate. I've had a hard week, and this is what I was thinking of all week, all day today. It's been a long day. I kind of needed this, and I can't drink until after I get my children from school. I crocheted alcohol. I am not sorry. This is my favorite wine, and you're gonna laugh, and you're gonna think, no, really, no, really, this is my favorite wine. And it is 19 Crimes Snoop Dogg Cali Red. I'm not even lying. My husband bought me this before he left to go to work. While he's away, he bought one of my friends to stay with me. My friend Snoop. Because I have a strange love of this man, and I'm not going to deny it. I love Snoop Dogg. So, little trivia. And to go with Snoop, I needed wine glasses. These are my wine glasses. This one is mine. It does not have a face. It is not judging me. This one is yours. It has a face. She's probably judging you. I like the plain one versus the judgy wine glass. I don't like being judged, especially when I'm drinking alcohol. Just saying. Now, let's see if they stand. Well, they're leaning on each other. I think they're both tipsy. Yeah, both tipsy. But if you lean them up against each other like you would people who have been drinking, they usually are leaning on each other for support. And next to the bottle of wine, let's see. I think this one wants to lean. Yep, there we go. Ta-da! It's lovely. It's lovely. But these were really great patterns. There is wire in the stem. There's cardboard in the base. And I'd probably to make it a little bit more secure, I should have put some glue down here in the bottom while I was sewing it on, and it'd probably be a little bit more stable. But I didn't have time. Like I said, it's been a long day. Let me move him. It's been a very long week, actually. This is as good as it got today. And also I wanted to show something else. I made these back to back. Same yarn, same hook, same everything. And you'll notice this one is bigger than this one. When my hands get tired, my stitches get tighter. And so this one is a little smaller than this one. If any of you are making pieces, because I saw somebody ask me about that, if you're making pieces at different times of the day, even if they're back to back, there's a good chance a lot of times they're not going to be the same size. Your hands are just getting tired and you're feeling different throughout the day. It will affect your tension. You're not doing anything wrong. It's just tension. It's all tension. I always think of these as great for if you're a teacher or a preschool teacher and you're needing food items for, say, a play center. These are great for something like that. And they work up so fast. There is such a big variety of things and themes you could do with these books. She is a wonderful beginner pattern writer. So if you're just beginning your journey, Lauren Espy's books. These two I know for sure are great, and from what I've seen about the one that was just released is also a wonderful book. Add it to your list if you don't have it. So in the future, we're going to have smaller number of books. I'm going to try to diligently work to have something out of each book so that I can honestly give a review of the patterns. I feel bad saying anything or judging a book if I haven't truly worked something out of the book. And I will see you next time here on the Rumi Mill. Thanks again for joining me. Bye.